All right.
Yeah.
Gio and I are here with Travis Lowe. And Travis is in Alabama, longtime Colorado native, now lives near the coast of Alabama. One of the world's best kept secrets. Don't tell anyone. He doesn't want anybody, we just want to overrun the beautiful coastal cities. So today's a surprise topic for me anyway. So Travis, tell us a little bit about you, your current roles, and anything we might not know that we're going to learn today.
Well, let me start with
So-
Okay,
Travis's
where you go.
most
Go ahead.
difficult. Travis's most difficult role is trying to keep Grant Barnhill in line.
That's the one I'm aware of. Yes. I would not want that role.
He's a beautiful human. He's just a one of a kind guy, and he's genuine and he cares about people. I just love that guy. So
Yes.
yeah.
All right.
So I got to Shift. I've been working with Shift for about 4 years now. I'm a consulting president for them. And so, Grant and I've been working on everything from strategy to operating architecture to you name it. We've kind of, after you've been with a company for 4 years, you're kind of in the middle of it. Regardless of what comes up, you're in the middle of it. Before joining Shift, I had a 20-year kind of operator like life where I was in $7 billion private equity restructurings to doing M&A over $3 billion of transactions, MBA, all that nerdy stuff you can imagine. So the way that Shift and I got connected is that I was an EOS implementer for a while. And so one of my engagements was with Shift, and, Grant was like, hey, you want to more, focus more full time on some of the stuff that we're working on. I said, absolutely. Sounds good. So ever since then, we've been just tackling all things Shift.
And the exciting part is he's been working on a special project. I've gotten a demo of it, and then they gave a demo on Lexi here recently. And I mean, it's funny as we're starting to prepare. Yesterday I had a call with Ben Wright, and we're talking about content for the GWA conference in Denver, and AI is such a major topic in so many ways, right? Everything, I think we originally started with, okay, how does a sales agent work and take your leads while you're asleep? And then we've seen some evolution. We had the amazing Gina on talking about what Village Workspace does, and she's got a board of directors that's amazing. Well, Travis sat in a lab for hours on end playing with that. And at this point, he's not only has a board, but literally the board has daily meetings and offers tasks to everyone, including the executive team. So I think it's so cool. And Travis, why don't you just kind of jump in? I just wanted to kind of set the tone, but I know Jamie's going to love this topic, kind of what you guys.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I've been playing around. I've been studying really hardcore around AI for, over a year now. When I saw it coming, I didn't understand the full power of what was actually to come. And, in this space, it's moving so rapidly that things that I couldn't do yesterday, I can do today. It's that. So when I go to sleep, there's a brand new world when I wake up. And so, Grant came to me.
For all of us, it's just not everyone is paying attention. No, I'm in your camp. I'm trying to, stay up to speed as much as possible, but it's moving quickly. But I think a lot of people don't.
I
very tuned in.
To stay on top of it, you have to kind of work at it. So I built an agent that pulls all the daily big AI news and sends it to me every morning. It's in Telegram. If you ever want me to add you, I'd be happy to do that. But, so Grant came to me, about 3 months ago. And, if you've been around Grant, he's a very idea generating person, right? He's loves to generate it. Yes, he's a visionary through and through. I'm glad you used the terminology that I'm familiar with. That's wonderful. So he said, I want to kind of make Shift a AI native, company, right? Let's automate what we can. And so, the shiny object thing happened where it was like, oh goodness, you can build this and you can do that and you can connect this and you can have these communicate and we can think outside the box on items like hospitality or the renewal process for, our private offices. And we can put a little bit more data and intelligence behind that, saying, hey, if you're going to talk to one particular office, let's talk to them in a very personalized and customized way. They're not all offices are occupied by legal professionals, as we know. So we're really, so with all the shiny objects that we've been doing, we've got 168 shiny objects that we built. Yeah, I've counted, and it continues to grow every single day. And, the functionality is really fantastic. What Geo had brought up was that we had built this agentic board, and the board's made up of, Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, and I could go on and on and on. Well, after the board ran, they wanted to fire Grant and I like day one. So it's kind of funny.
That was their recommendation. They're like, these yahoos need to go.
So we had connected all these systems, we had connected it to Salesforce, and we connected to our, Google GA4 data. We obviously put our rent roll in there, and, we just gave it all the information that we could possibly get it to. We had it scrape our website, looking for SEO problems. And so it raised all of these things, right, that we could really focus on to really move the business forward. And so all of those things are built. They're all running in the background. And, after we built all of those wonderful things, we really came to the realization that data cleanliness was something that we weren't good at, and just to be completely forthcoming, we're still working through it. You guys referenced Coho earlier, and we're really excited about bringing Coho on. I think that it's an interesting tool, Ben Wright's tool. And, having those systems kind of cross communicate and say, hey, you have discrepancies between these two systems, because the AI agents that we build don't know the difference. They're like, hey, which one's right?
Yep.
Is it the CRM or is it the accounting system?
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to make sure all that stuff is aligned. And then once we do that, we can do a lot. There's functionality that's just fantastic. Yeah.
So what, are you productizing this, or is this just internal?
We're working on some very interesting things that we hope to bring to market. I think some of the stuff that we've built is unique in how we're thinking about it. And I think that's kind of the angle. Those business acumen people would call it a moat. And so really with this development of AI, there's capabilities that exist that can go into the hands of creators where they really, the layer of complexity was the coding before. So you needed a software engineer, or you needed a coding engineer. Well, not anymore. You need to really, the currency in the AI space is creativity, and really being curious about what's causing issues for the business and how you can leverage the right information and data to make those changes to those issues and really push an organization forward. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. And so like when we met at Juicy, and Grant was in person, and we kind of jumped on Zoom with Travis, and he walked me through it. We had a long conversation about it. And, kind of what I said is, why don't we plan to do a panel at GWA in Denver over this once they have, by that point, you'll be 6 months in plus, right? So you'll have a really good track record of what's worked, what hasn't worked, getting glitches out of the way. Hopefully you guys are still employed. And then the other side is really trying to figure out if you are going to productize it, right? And what that's going to look like moving forward. But I just thought it'd be really exciting for us to jump in and have this conversation, Jamie, because I know you're answering all these questions all the time as operators reach out and want to have discussions about it. And, and we all agree that Shift is a pretty awesome brand.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I kind of love the blending. I loved what you said about, the currency in AI is really creativity, and sort of, like this idea of using AI or automation to enable hospitality is also very interesting,
Yeah, it gives me chills, because it's the one thing that Shift is really known for is its hospitality. Well, what if you could even amp that up even more, and what does that look like from, a renewal touch point process? When do those happen? How custom can you get them? I can actually build workflows that say, hey, at 5 months out, we want to, reach out to company X. We know that company X looks like this. They've been posting on LinkedIn
Right.
and Facebook. We know that
Yeah.
their challenges are this.
Right.
Can we
Hey,
get them a gift?
and your team's not spending like 20 hours like on that research, right?
No,
Because that's the scalability of it. To your
Yes.
point is like what you wake up in the morning and you're like, well, that's new. Now we can
Yeah.
do this. Sorry, I totally interrupted
No,
your
that's totally
workflow.
fine. So when a new member joins us, the vision is for them to be automatically triggered into an automation, right? It's, hey, at 9 months, we want to, before their end of their term, we want to say, thank you for being here. Here's a gift that's custom to them. And then the automation reminds us to deliver that touch point, right? And then there's a tracking for our staff saying, hey, that touch point was delivered. We can even get it to the point where if we're short on staff, let's say in a particular month, instead of us hand delivering it, we could actually just order it from Amazon. Then the system would do that for us. And they could just, do the messaging that we say. We don't want to lose the human touch. And so we've never really kind of gone there, but that's the level of where it can go. One of the things that I would love to hear from you guys or from, whoever's in your network is how are companies thinking about this AI revolution in terms of how they design locations? How, with productivity for the individual going up 5 to 10x, right? Some of the team sizes are going to go like this, right? However, there's going to be a lot of nerds like me that are going to be like, hey, I can now start a company because I can do all of this stuff that I couldn't before. And so the rise of the solo entrepreneur, right?
Yep.
Or these micro teams, right? And so how do you, that are AI centric businesses, and how do you design a space around that? That's a very
That
interesting.
sounds like a good topic for the conference, Gio.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, we're going back and forth between, is there going to be 3 panels on AI or is there going to be 6 panels on AI?
Right.
I mean, and it breaks down in so many different levels, right? How are people using it for staffing? How are people using it for operations? How are people using it for sales? All kinds of stuff. And so I think that's the exciting part.
I mean, Travis, I'm curious. I mean, I don't know how much of a pulse you have on this. I think in general, though, adoption of true AI use is very low. We're still like, early stages. I mean, you spend a lot of time on it. I spend a lot of time on it. And it becomes so clear. I don't spend nearly what you spend. But Geo, as an Enneagram 3, I am like, it makes complete sense that I don't know if you're an Enneagram fan, Travis. Okay, Enneagrams love efficiency. So,
Enneagram 3 is love efficiency.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Enneagram 3s, which is me.
Okay.
So for me, I mean, to your point, there's so many things, but I'm so drawn to it because of the scalability and all the things you can do, to your point it's to your point, you wake up every day and you're like, well, now that's possible.
Yeah. It feels a little bit like the messy middle.
Yeah.
Where all these tools are proliferating through businesses and everyone's like, well, oh, cool, I can do all this stuff now. But now there's a little bit of chaos, right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of disconnectedness with business strategies and staffing and all those other things. And
but
you
I
gotta
think most users are still just like asking ChatGPT questions or using it to write things. The things I can do for clients now is like mind blowing. To your point, like things I couldn't do like last month and that I could do myself like very quickly, which is another problem being an Enneagram 3, because now I sort of feel like, well, I can do all the things, which
and the scope
also
creeps
dangerous.
going, and then you've got 9 projects going at once, and you're like, oh, shoot,
exactly. What is so you were not at Juicy, or maybe Geo has a better vibe on this. What do you think adoption looks like?
Oh, it's low.
Low. Yeah.
There's people dabbling in it, but there's people that don't understand it. And it was funny. Part of the conversation we had yesterday about it is like, do people trust it? And I'm like,
totally.
I think the other question is, do you trust humans more than you trust the machine, right? I mean, in theory, you're supposed to be able to tell AI what to do, right? And we will get into what all the movies say that they create a mind of their own and all that other fun stuff. But I mean, part of the issue, and not to jump into details, but I mean, part of what led some of these decisions, I think, on the shift front was human error, right? That led to, hey, we need to clean things up, and how are we more efficient? How are we more cautious and careful and involved, right? I think that's another big part is
Transparency, data, access to
Oh,
data. Yeah, 100%.
there's only
dashboarding.
yeah, there's only so much stuff that as an operator and a business owner that you can keep an eye on, right? Without having a system that is tracking your employees' clicks and everything else,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think that's another total side of it where it's like, there's so much you use the word transparency, right? And visibility,
Yep.
right? Into
Yep.
what's really going
Visibility is a
on
great
in the
word. Yeah.
company.
Mhm.
So, I mean, would you agree with that statement, Travis?
Yeah, I think absolutely. There's a lot of people dabbling in it, and I think that they're people are at different stages, right? And I think that, what's important is that you just focus on what's really, really important. What's the most important thing for you to
80/20.
solve.
Go back to the
Huh?
80/20. 80/20.
And just if I could give any recommendation, it would just narrow the scope.
Yeah.
Narrow the scope, fix one or two things and just kill it and see where it goes from there. Because people say, oh, I got this issue and I got this issue and this issue. And then all of a sudden your brain is just scrambled. And I think that
Yeah.
you just have to really prioritize what are the needle moving things to do
Yeah.
and put everything else on a ticker list and come back to it.
Super hard. Yeah.
It
Kind of
is.
put the
It is.
blinders on. Yeah.
It is. It is. One thing that, kind of keeps coming up for me, and I think about this a lot, and I think about it because, co-working is such a physical space thing that when the robots show up, it's going to be really interesting. And I sound like it's like some kind of sci-fi film even saying that, but the Optimus robot is scheduled for release next year,
Wait,
right?
do you mean in the physical space, having robot in a
Yes.
physical space?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
hotels do. There's a hotel
Yeah.
in Healdsburg. I live in Northern California. If it's called, I think she's called Rosie.
Yeah.
Rose. Yeah, and she'll bring you a bottle of water. She's like a little like concierge,
Yeah. So the
robot.
delivery of that water is most likely on a tray, correct?
I did. I don't think I did it. I just know
Okay.
like I could have called Rosie for.
Yeah. And so the real separation between a Rosie type robot and the Tesla robot is hand dexterity.
Mm.
And so if you can get those hands to work, whoa, right? We've got, and so there's productivity that exists in that, but there's also a design problem, right? With our spaces, because you want these beings, you want these devices in your spaces to help, right? So charging
Yeah.
stations for them, making sure that things aren't up high so they can't reach them, because you won't want them on a ladder, right?
Yeah.
And so, you really got to think through, like, for people that are opening new spaces right now, are you really thinking through it all the way,
Yeah, and I back to your question of how are people using it to build out spaces, I think was part of the commentary. And I heard that Brighton over at Kiln basically created an app that helps them pick locations for real estate, right? And so I haven't gotten a chance to talk to him about it. I've just heard it from a couple of people. I was funny text him earlier about it and trying to figure out a time to connect with him. But I think there's just so many use cases that, back to the question of, how much are people using it? I think people are still trying to figure out what they need to use it for, right?
Yeah.
Some of
Not
us
to
are-
pick on Ben Wright, but he wrote a newsletter after Juicy, and I was like, I think he's overstating the AI adoption. I should call him and ask him about it, because he was kind of like, oh, there are operators, it's permeated their entire business. He's probably talking about Grant. Now that I'm talking to you, I was like, oh, okay, well, there is an example. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not as prolific as we think. I think a lot of people are using LLMs for their chats, those types of things.
Yeah.
And, basic research, but for doing automations and full
The depth
native
that you're
architecture,
into.
it's going to take a while.
I
It's
have
gonna-
a
And
client.
Geo,
Oh, go ahead.
Geo, so if you want to ever see one, I built expansion strategists agents for a couple different people now that target locations and those types of
Yeah.
things. Very in the same breath of like what Killen had done, but I've done it for a couple different companies now.
So I want to mention related to that, you need that expertise, right? You cannot, if you don't know what factors drive success, you should not just ask ChatGPT or Claude or whatever for those factors. I mean, I'll have calls with people who are, this is the same problem with like, well, I just reverse engineered my favorite co-working space. I have no idea if they're profitable. Like that's, the one of the biggest problems that I see when I work with people, and then they're not, is, oh, I just, ask AI and then it writes the business model for me. And then it does all these things. And right. And she goes shaking its head. It's like, well, no, I mean, it's still sort of making shit up based on, what's on the internet. And there's a lot of shit on the internet. So
That's right.
to your location strategy point, like if you're listening, you should not just go do that, because you need the IP. What you've enabled is the technology to capture the experience.
Yes.
We
And
should
it's going to
make
be
a geo
unique
app, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be unique to each
Yeah.
company, right? Based
Right.
on how they want to deliver their
Yeah.
product to the market. If they're
Yeah.
high touch, if they're low touch, if they're lower price point, if they're higher price
Yeah.
point, it all
Yeah.
makes a difference. So you got to be real careful with it.
Right. The inputs are critical and
Oh, yeah.
really IP based.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
like to refer to it as the human in the loop. We still need the
Yeah.
human in the loop to review social posts or data that's going out, right? Like it's no matter
Yeah.
what it is, we still need a human to review it.
And I mean, even with all of the agents that you've built, it is like training an employee, right? Like
It
you
is.
train them almost as if you've hired people. You can't just say, hey, I need a chief marketing officer, go. Like you have to onboard it, right? And teach
That's
it.
right.
And this is how we do things. I
Brand
think that's
how we speak, all that
yeah,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
And
takes incredible investment
it
in
does.
time, and you need to know those things. Like you're talking about like data cleanliness. Well, if you don't even have if you don't have brand standards and a brand voice and all those things, like building that foundation.
Totally agree. Yeah, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. Yeah, you don't want to create slop either, because the slop gets you nowhere. It
I
just
think
causes work for you.
totally. I struggle with that again as a 3. I just want to go. And you get crappy results when you just go. Like you have to be, you have to really invest up front in training. Like, yeah. What platform are you, a Claude user or a?
I've never really kind of gravitated towards Claude, or I'm not against them. I've never been a Claude person. I've learned kind of the back end of some of these automations and connections. So, I got used to using a tool called N8.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If you're familiar with them.
You are a nerd.
Yeah. Oh no, I fully wear it. Me and my pink
Yeah.
shirt. So
Wait, did you just teach yourself? I mean, because that's more technical. Like for anybody listening, that's not for everyone to sort of pick up off the shelf, right?
that's right. Well,
Yeah.
I did self-learn. It did take a long time, but I've kind of got that little bit of obsessiveness to myself.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'll sit there and work on it until I get it to work.
Yeah.
One tool that I'm a huge fan of, or a couple of them are, I like make.com. If you've ever been out to Make,
Yep.
that's a really, really cool way to kind of get things done. I like twin.so, which is another one. They're fantastic platforms. I've been gravitating more towards that. And that doesn't mean you can't get around the N8N connections because they all have limitations, but yeah, those are the ones that I kind of gravitate towards. And I love their security profiles, because that's a big thing,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk through the actual process of how you get there, right? Like, I mean, we've kind of jumped in and said there's daily board meetings and all that stuff, but can you give like specific examples, like what time the board meets, what all do they review, how do they deliver tasks, how do you communicate back to the tasks you've done or the team has done? I mean, how's that whole interaction look like?
Yeah. So it started with the original build was how many of these different systems can I tie into with twin.so or an N8N connection, right? So we're call rail users, right? So we wanted to make sure that we could monitor call volume. We obviously we do Google ads and, monitoring your SEO. And so like, let's connect that system. We're on Salesforce. Can we connect to that system? We're on accounting, the Yardi, a challenge to connect to Yardi. But it was all of these, MailChimp, those types of things, all of these systems that we used. Let's make sure that we're bringing in that information, sure we're dealing with it in a very real fashion. Then creating dashboards, because this is the first time that we've ever had really a dashboard that gives you all of the information in one space, right? Because nothing was really connected. So if we wanted to know call volume, we'd have to go out to call rail and those types of things. Well, now it's just right in our face. And so what other data could we provide it? So it was rent rolls, our pricing, our competitors, have it scrape our own website, our social media. So we tried to bring in everything that we possibly could, right? So after we did that, we said, all right, well, cool. Now we've got it all this connected and we can see our dashboard, but let's get a different set of opinions. And so we developed this board, and there's 11 people on the board, and we've given them all different personalities, and we've instructed it to be just harsh as you can. We want to be very critical of who we are and get better all the time. And so some of the stuff that it comes out with is very pointed, like, hey, you missed this and you didn't do this and whatever. So it produces, and I can run it literally every 30 minutes. Right now I have it running every 3 days. And so the way that I communicate with it is just either chatting back to it, saying, hey, these things are completed. I'm a big fan of the Google Sheets that are just live Google Forms where you can just click on a cell and say, this is completed. Then the board knows that it's completed. One other function that we did add is connected it to a voice agent. And so we can actually talk to the board. And so if I wanted to just, hey, call the board of directors and say, hey, just take this off your mind, like we completed it, it's all good. We could do it that way, right? We can always connect it to, WhatsApp or, Teams or whatever.
Slack or whatever.
Yeah. So that's how that process works. And then, we're just really kind of monitoring performance. I think right now we're just about to launch Coho, right? And I think that some of this is a little bit in the wait and see mode, just to make sure our data cleanliness is there. And then after that, it's going to be very interesting.
Wait, for anybody who's not familiar with Coho, can you explain what that is?
Yeah. And, I'm not the expert in it, but Coho solved one of the most difficult problems in this space. And it's the data connections part. When you can get a system like Yardi to talk to a system like Salesforce, you've really done something. Right?
Yeah.
And so that they've solved that connection. That's a huge amount of value for companies. And so that's really what it is that they're making sure that when someone enters something into a CRM, that's the word, right? And we know that it's going to show up the same way over in the accounting system. That's an incredibly powerful thing. It also cuts back on administrative time, right? So you're not double entering something in Yardi, which everyone that uses Yardi most likely is doing this. You're entering in Yardi and then you're probably entering over into your CRM, whatever you're using. And so Coho solving that issue is a big win, a big win.
That is Koho. I'm looking
Yep.
for the actual website. Coho AI. I don't know what the website is. I'm still looking. Try to put it in the show notes.
We'll track it down.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Travis, I switch to you. So, wife, kids, what makes you tick other than pink golf shirts?
I've been married for 25 years and I've got 2 beautiful girls, both in different life stages. I got a 13-year-old little girl, right?
That.
And then I've got an 11-year-old. They're totally different personalities, beautiful people. I just love them. In my spare time, I don't have any. So this is what I do. But I do wake up every day really excited about what's going on in this space. And I think it's going to do wonders for our communities, inside co-working. I think it's going to do wonders for our economy. And it makes me happy to get up every day. I'm really excited about this. Yeah.
So what's the average day look like? What time do you start? You mean you were texting me at 5 a.m. I guess 4 a.m. your time, maybe?
Well, it was, I think we might be in the same time zone.
Okay, so it was 5 a.m.
Yeah. So do some breath work, over to the gym. After the gym, I slam a nicotine pouch in my, my lip and get right into the coffee. I wait for my daily AI news to hit. I do a little doom scrolling around that, and then I'm after it. Whatever the next task is for the day. I like I said, I'm just, and then I'm so tired by 8 o'clock that I'm in bed, and I get text messages from you guys, and I don't get them until 5 a.m. the next morning.
Wait, the girls must be into sports or
No, they're just living life right now. One was kind of big into sports, but she just not built like that.
yeah.
My wife and I, we both played college athletics, and
Oh,
we just
wow.
had a little bit of a competitive tinge to us, and it doesn't seem to have transferred genetically to them. And so we'll see where that life goes, but yeah.
The worst part about it is I responded back at 5 a.m. after texting you 2 hours after you.
I know. I noticed.
I'm working on that. I'm working on that.
I noticed.
Jamie and others tell me I don't sleep enough. So
Yeah, you got to take care of everything, man. And
Yeah.
if you go out to my LinkedIn, I've actually started a new initiative called the Operating Helix, and I'm not going to self promote, but to your point, you got to solve both things in your life, right? You have to solve your human performance as well as your business performance. They're not different systems; they're the same systems,
Yeah.
and they're really kind of playing around in that space too. So get your sleep, make sure you're right. It makes you more productive.
So what's next for your AI journey through Shift and everything else? I mean, what's the next chapter look like?
I think that it is the world is going to become very interesting once everything's connected and clean, because a lot of the functionality that we've built can finally just be pedaled down on. I think that you're going to see significant revenue enhancements for Shift from our marketing, from our renewal processes, from how we close deals. How do we communicate with our community? How do we generate and procure good events that are meaningful for them? I think it's going to really amp up Shift's positioning as far as hospitality focused. It's going to put it on another level.
Yeah.
That's going to be really exciting to see.
And go ahead. Sorry, go.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think I love the perspective of using AI to grow revenue, because I think a lot of people are still thinking about it in terms of, saving time or, making it easier for the team to do certain things. But that mindset of like, well, how do we, make our marketing better, our sales process better, fill spaces faster, or, build them more effectively. I think more of that perspective will be great for the conference in September, Gio.
And you gotta think about it from the general population's perspective. There's a lot of protectionist type of viewpoints when it comes to AI.
Yeah.
And I think that the healthiest thing that we can do as professionals is really kind of focus on the revenue side of things. If your revenue side is growing, hopefully you don't have to make staffing changes like everyone's expecting, or, has this really kind of ill opinion of. I'm not of that opinion. I think that making the existing staff 3 or 4 times more productive actually protects jobs.
Yeah.
I can see scenarios where people are slower to hire, of course, but the existing teams, I could see them getting to the things that they never could get to before. We have 50 of them at Shift, and I think this is going to really bring that out, which is going to be great for not only our staff, but our community and our members. I'm so excited for that. Yeah.
So how do you handle, I think that's an interesting part, is the hospitality side of it. There's only so much AI can do, right? They're part of the hospitality is the human element, right? The human touch. I love the Rosie side of it, but I mean, your connection to Rosie doesn't have empathy or love or any of those things, right?
She
argue
won't
that all
tell you
day.
how cute your outfit is.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
can argue
not
that
yet
all day
anyway.
long. But I mean, how do you make that shift? No pun intended, but you know, part of what kind of put you on all of our radars, and when I say you, I mean shift, is Morgan, how great she was, and her concierge service of going around and doing little, mocktails or coffee or shrimp and grit little servings or whatever the case is. So how does that dynamic interaction change one way or the other?
Yeah, Morgan was fantastic, and you can't replace someone like that. I think that the attitude that we could adopt and we have adopted is, let's get as much as the administrative burden off of our general managers so they have space and time to deliver hospitality in a better, more effective way. Right.
Okay.
And then when they do that, let's make sure that it's hyper custom. Let's make sure it's hyper thoughtful, right? Because we all have GMs or center managers, right? That are just they're hardworking people. They're all over the place. They get 90 things going at once. And if we can remove some of those things so they can really deliver hospitality, I think it will just feel different. It will be different. So creating that space for them, I think, is what's important to think about.
Yeah. Did y'all still have that concierge? So I haven't kept up with that. Are y'all still offering some of those services, or have y'all replaced it? Well done.
Yeah, we do. We do. The GMs drive a lot of it. The GMs drive a lot of it. Yeah, we didn't replace that position when she left, but the center manager, general managers handle that now. So
What's the size of the team at this point?
let's see. Ship's got, goodness, full-time employees, 7 or 8 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how's the event business doing? I know it was picking up more and more, little by little.
It's kind of one of those things that we need to get better at marketing it. I love the event revenue side of things just because it travels straight to the bottom line, right? And we need to do a better job on the marketing side. I think that, we've focused a lot about our website performance, making sure that our ads are placed well, making sure that our ad spend is being placed well, mostly to focus on private office because it generates such a high percentage of our overall revenue. And I think that with that being a really good trend right now, that we're going to be able to turn our focus into those ancillary revenue categories that do drive value for us. And events is obviously one of them. Events and meeting rooms are ones that will probably really start to push here soon.
So what's on the agenda for summer? Y'all taking any fun trips? I mean, you're 20 minutes from the beach, so can't really imagine you.
We just put a pool in the backyard. I'm happy to share a picture of it. It looks great. So I would imagine we're spending a lot of time in the backyard. We'll see. That my wife's never been a traveler. She kind of, Gio, you travel more than anyone I know, I think. And so if she's on the opposite end of the spectrum, she's like, if I never get on an airplane again, I'm good. And so if we did go somewhere, it would probably have to be like, 30 minutes in a car drive. So the beach sounds really good. Yeah, that's going to be pretty laid back, I would imagine. A lot of work that's going on my side, with Shift and other initiatives. I'm slammed right now, slammed.
Well, you'll get to enjoy the white sand beaches of Alabama.
And I'm going Saturday, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Well, good. I'm assuming you'll be with us at GWA in December.
Yeah, if you'll have me, I'd love to come back. It's been a little while since I've been in Denver. I think it's been 6 months. So yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back. It's been a while.
September is a great time of the year too.
Arguably the best time of the year. Arguably the best time. Especially if you're into go to the mountains and watching the aspens start to turn. I mean, that's right in the middle of it. Right
Yeah.
then. And plus, if you're down in Denver, you're still going to get 90-degree days, so it'll still be nice.
Yeah, no, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to add about your AI journey before we ask you the last question?
No, I think that we're good. Anytime that, anyone wants to reach out and ask questions, they're more than welcome to reach out to me. I can send you the, good email addresses, those types of things, but, I'm happy to help. So
Well, super excited to have you with us
appreciate
in
you guys.
September. And, thanks for kind of giving us a little brief taste of what you're working on. I know there's more and more stuff coming, and you're adding new partnerships and collaborations with Coho and others. So excited to hear more and more about it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys. It's always nice talking to you.
Of course.
Thanks, Travis.
All right.